And I'm jumping right back into it.
Get ready.
See, unlike this game, my game will be worth it because it's not that long or tedious and there's no, you have to have this many stars to continue and you don't... Well, okay, you'll probably have to pass to carry on, duh. But it won't be impossible. And I'm hoping people will find it more fun to... So, what I'm trying to go for is replayability. Because I even said it to Nerdy that... Or Steven here, so whatever you wanna call him. I like to say Nerdy because he's my nerdy bro. I caught that, you idiot. And I give it to her. Pass the ball, so bring it around, but it's a rocket. We're playing hardcore rules. But, more or less, the one thing I want in my games is eventually replayability. Which one are you choosing? I know you. Okay, I guess I can do it. I like the water, but ironically, I like the water in here, but I don't like the air. Because it trips with my eyes. My god. Ugh. Glaucoma, I have, yes. Blind, I have, is yes. As I say, as I somehow hit him from down here. Good. You almost killed a guy. Good. Congratulations! Oh, this is so true. I like it, but it trips me out so bad. But yeah, if there's one thing I want in games, like I told Mary and he agreed that he loves games that have replayability even over the years. Controller, okay? It's kind of weird. And he agreed because, let's say, 5 years from now or something, whatever, I don't... Okay, let's say 5 years after the first game, that you could still go to the first game and have a good time because maybe there's the jokes you like, maybe there's something in there that you like, or maybe just for nostalgia reasons because right now, even I'm getting a little bit of nostalgia from this because it brings me back to when I was playing at home, in my old home, playing this. Only difference is I was a lot quieter. All my thoughts stayed to myself. And now all of you have to endure my voice. I mean, some people probably don't care. Those that do clicked off the video and never came back. It's like, can this girl shut up for 5 seconds? It's like, well then you'll have nothing here but the game. Exactly. It's like, duh. Then again, there's something to hear. It's not a story-driven game, so. In games like this, talking is a necessity. You want to talk, so you have something interesting to say. But if you have nothing interesting to say, what's the point? Here's my... Oh, that's a holographic Sonic. I never noticed that there. Then again, I was never looking off to the side. I was always looking straight in front of me so I don't fall and die. Don't be dead. We're going in water. We're going motorboats. And to think we actually have holograms in our... When this was coming out... Oh gee, how old is this game? It's not that old, I don't think. When it was first coming out, holograms were still kinda and now we we're going to that level to where holograms are probably gonna be a part of everybody's daily life soon, probably not. I mean, if you're rich. If you're rich, it's gonna be a part of your daily life. Like, I know they're coming out with holographic phone calls. Already we have holographic dancers, bringing back dead people, if you want to call it bringing it back. And a lot of things happen. And I'm guessing this will probably kind of be like our future with holograms everywhere. Because, oh, it's more friendly to the environment because it runs on solar panels. It's more friendly than having paper or something. It's like, maybe. It's better than having the electric ones. It's like, yeah, I guess. So expect that in our future. Do I have a problem with it? I just don't like the thought of technology consuming our lives too much. Because then people get fatter and lazier and it's like, oh, you know. I mean, I guess that's a choice, but a choice that people will make willingly. So it's like, why do anything when technology can do it for you? It's like with artists. Well, it's like, eventually with technology, it's like eventually they'll make, the technology will make the art for you. So it's like, well, why need for artists anymore when now we have technology to do it for us. That they can think of it for us now. And that's a scary thought for anybody who, you know, classically wants to do something by hand. But by hand is no more because, well, now it's all, you know, digital, all technology and all that. That's everybody's fear, being replaced by robots or something like that. And even though you can joke about it, you can laugh about it, you won't be laughing when it happens to you. I don't know if in my lifetime, but something like that will appear one day. As just, I think it's already a thing in Japan where they have a lot of holograms going on already in Japan, so. I think a lot of buildings have holograms and such. I know their airports already have, like, their airports already have holographic welcomes of people, so you don't need really to hire anybody to welcome them into the country. Which I guess is cool, but then it takes away from jobs, so it's like, well, what will people do with technology? What will happen if technology takes over everything? You know? What will people do? What will our purpose be? Will we really have a purpose afterwards? It's like, what can a person's job be that then a robot or technology can do for you? So that's why I don't think the thought of it. Because it's like Eggman's robots, they do all the work. Well, he just sits there and commands, and he's this big guy. That's like a metaphor of what will happen. I wish that wasn't the case, but it is. Because there's so much in my head that I like to talk about. And I don't know, it's like having ADHD, but in your head. My mind is always thinking. But I guess that's what keeps me alive. Can't imagine that thing. Oh, sorry, I was looking off to something else. I saw something pink and shiny and it got happy. So I ended up crashing instead. And plus this is mirrored, so. And I know it's something I'm not used to, considering my throat is actually hurting from talking. And I'm not even joking. My throat legit hurts, and you can feel it more. You can shut up anytime you want. Listen, I know how people think on the internet. I know the trolls. I know the hated people. I know the people that like to hate. I dealt with it all before. Makes me wonder if these are self-driving cars too, because you could stand up and bow and do a drift at the same time. See, at least my characters won't be that stupid. I'm just trying to rat on this game for every reason. My game will be better than Sega. And then again, most games are better than Sega games, if we're gonna be brutally honest. No offense to Sega, I like their games, but there's a lot of better games out there to play. And here I am playing this because this is all I can afford.
Time to round deuce.
Like I said, it's sad to know. No beer! It's sad to know that I'm not used to talking, knowing my throat is kind of hurting. Because I'm normally used to being quiet. I don't have quote-quote friends in real life, I only have them online, so. And I don't talk to them via cam or anything, so. Because I'm busy. Time problems, like, time zones, like Nerdy or Steven or whatever, like I said, whatever you want to call him. He's 3 hours behind me? Yeah, he's in Washington, I believe? Yes. And, hi dude dancing. And he's 3 hours behind, lucky dude, and that gets 3 more hours out of the day than I do. Because I'm 3 hours ahead. Yay. And sometimes if I were to play a game with him and do it, it's like, well, the problem is I have to do it on my time, which is, I would say 1:30. That's when everybody goes to bed. Problem is he goes to bed at around, well, I don't know when he goes to bed. He kind of picks and chooses. He can go to bed whenever the hell he feels, I guess, but he's in school again, so yes, he's 17. A 26-year-old can be friends with a 14-year-old, okay? They do nothing bad, I promise. We just chat. We just dumb chat. Hashtag new thing for the media pickup. 26-year-old talks to 17-year-old acts like they can be friends. Which is lame. Actually, there's a lot of friends that I have that actually are underage than me. And I don't even mean for it to happen. Like, I have a lot of 16-year-old friends, I have a lot of people that are still teenagers, really. Because I guess I can still act like a teenager, and I never thought there was anything wrong with that as long as you're not doing anything bad. And I ain't doing nothing bad. Heck, I think stealing a quarter is bad, and I get upset. That's how pure I am. Heck, if you really want to know how pure I am, I only kissed once, almost 10 years ago, and I felt bad about it.
Transform boots.
Because he didn't even dump me, we weren't even together. He just wanted to give me my first kiss. Oh, there's the flattening. Okay. He wanted to give me my first kiss, used me for that, and then went back to his girlfriend that he said he dumped. Yay. So I was used. So, you know. Then again, I was like 17 when that happened, and I was dumb. Because your brain is still developing and you don't know what you want at that age, so I guess it's easy to manipulate. Because
was there any doubt?
There was many doubts. You're stuck with me. If you subscribe to me, you're stuck with me. Know that. You better unsub now if you don't like it. Because I did want to add more variety to my channel. So, and this is one of the varieties I wanted. Because I do believe in variety is good, so. Even if it doesn't pay me a lot. So. Because right now, weirdly enough, my video games are, then again, I'm not too surprised. I'm playing games that I guess no one would really care about. Just like this game, probably no one really cares about unless you just want to hear me talk. And see funny, you know, comical scenes that happen. And or you're just that devoted to a fan or friend that are like, you know, I'll watch you, I'll give you some, you know, I'll give you some views. Like, I know if a popular YouTuber were to play this, obviously they'd get all the views in the world going, yeah, I remember playing this, this brings me back so much memory, I'm so happy you played this. And when I play it, it's like, nah, no one cares. No one cares that you're playing it, you're just a tiny little insignificant little creature that I know. That was a lot more worse than my head. Oh no, out loud than in my head. That was a lot worse than I was originally putting it. Okay, I'm not that mean. I'm really mean to myself. I called myself a cretin. I don't even do anything. I just don't do anything wrong. No, I don't even go to parties. Because I can't take it ear-wise and I feel like it's wrong. I mean, not parties are wrong, but depending on which one, like, let's say you went to a Jake Paul party, then it's all wrong. Then you know you're doing something wrong in your life. Yeah, swarm is useless in the airplane. Unless you're in the tight spot. Whoop, shoot, whoop. From proximal. I remember the first time I played this too, it tripped my eyes out so bad. So if there's one game I actually want to play on the channel eventually, and I want to get a capture card for my Wii, is both Sonic Unleashed and Nights and Journey into Dreams. Because a long time ago I made fun of the game because I couldn't understand the game. And I was like, wow, these motions are so dumb and stupid and whatnot, and I got shivers out of that game. I don't care who you are, I got shivers out of that game, because not bad shivers, like good ones, like wow, this is actually a really good game. Like I wasn't expecting it to be so good. Yeah, it was hard at times, but I got the real ending with the two of them, with Helen and William, I think? It's like Willie and... I forget the character's name, or it's been how many years since I last played it. I think it was Helen and William, I believe. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, or I'll... You know what, future me, put it on screen. Tell me who the two characters were. What's their names? Don't be lazy. If you're lazy, I'll hold it against myself in the future. But that game gave me shivers because I legit at first did not want anything to do with the game. People were saying it was a good game, and I was like, I don't see how good it is. I don't like you.
Air shot.
This. Go for it.
Oh wow. Stupid. But yeah, that game gave me all the good shivers. I almost cried at the end, to be honest. And I don't cry in games, I just don't. Like, I know, like, people cried for The Last of Us 2, but then again, I didn't really play much of that at all. I didn't even see much of the first game, so I can't really get emotional. So I just felt bad for the people who had to endure that, who loved the series, and they went and ruined the series. See, that's why I have people like me who cares about their series and will make a good series. And that whatever happens is for a reason and not to push an agenda, because, you know. I will say there is their religion. Don't hold it against me. It's their religion. Like, think of it like the Zelda series.
Firework.
There's a goddess and there's a Persephone. Did I say that right? I hope so. If not, I'm stupid. Like an anti-goddess. And it's only mentioned near the ending of the series, so. I don't wanna. You know, in the original, in the console, you say it with me, in the console version, I don't think he talked really much. I think he only talked every once in a while, like. Yeah, he didn't say that in the other one, so I think they added that in. I don't know. He wasn't as hard as I thought he was going to be in Nights into Dreams, or Journey of Dreams. I actually legit thought he was going to be a lot harder and he wasn't. I'm just glad I got the real ending, but that's one of the first games I almost cried to, because if that wasn't enough, after getting everything, seeing the two together, knowing that they're both in around the same area as each other, then you have the beautiful artist who sings at the end and the credits. And I'm sure I'll probably be emotional again too when I go back to it, because it was like, oh, when was I playing that? 2015? God. 5 years ago.
Was there any doubt?
Egotistical abandonment. Being with my own series, going, I have this series. I don't have this series. But yeah, there's a goddess in there. But it's at the end of the series where it's actually very, very relevant. It might be talked about maybe once or a few times in the whole damn series, and that's it. And it's nothing much. Unlike in the Zelda universe where religion for them is actually the main key to their game. And of course the reason I chose goddess, because I didn't want a god in there. Because then I would really stir up more controversy. Because apparently in cartoons you can use goddess for some reason, but you can't use god, I guess. Because as if you can't have their own separate god, but whatever. I won't get into that, but.
Go for it.
But it's nothing like. It's not a preaching kind of thing. It's not like a preachy thing. If that makes sense.
What's wrong? Get tired of being so weak?
So it's not like I'm preaching about, well, you should believe in a religion. No, it's just their religion and what happens in it. Much to like, as I said, the Zelda's universe, they're not preaching you to like something, they're just showing off you their world, so. Yeah! Oh, that couldn't have come at a better time. And then it happened. I screwed myself over anyway. Wait a minute. I do a win and then I take it back. And listen, there has been a gnat living in my room for months. And I mean months that I have yet to kill. Can I get it? Can I get it? Please. He's been living in this damn room for months. And of course I go back to heat. because apparently all mats and things that I say are E's, because I said so.
Go for it.
Pickup. Great combo.
I don't know if I feel safe in a car that boosts like that. Engine failure immediately. What else is in my series that maybe interests you guys? I don't know, I don't want to spoil too much, but... I mean, the only thing that's really quote-quote preachy is money-wise. But there's one character that I will not name yet. Some of my friends already know, because I told them. Because they didn't care about spoilers or anything, and I wanted their input anyway. And yeah, so no, that's pretty true of what's going on now, because I want it to be somewhat relatable to modern problems as well. Like, there's a lot of family issues and stuff like that that people go through, but a lot of misinterpretations of family, stuff like that, fears, etc., stuff like that, that kids would go through today. But some things that are mentioned are like money, but they're money-wise in their world. One quote-quote person that's the antagonist, who says something along the lines of, well, in hindsight, that says he can't believe people are obsessive over something so small and insignificant at the end of the day, when they should be, and that something can either cause fear or create happiness, and that it has so much power for a single gold copper coin or whatever. Well, not gold copper, it's not gold copper, but their coin wise. Now he says he wants people to fear true power, which is his power. So he talks about money that way, which a lot of people could probably agree with me on that point, going, yeah, we kind of obsess over money, because at the same time, it's paper, well, cotton really, it's not paper, it's cotton, it's a special type of cotton. People think it's paper, it's special cotton that they use. And we obsess over it, and yet we also fear at the same time, because we give it power as well, so we give this thing that has numbers on it fear, so that's what he's referring to. And a lot of people could be like, yeah, I can see how that could work out in the series. That's almost preachy in that way, saying like, too much, or not to have too much or too little, but don't fear it, and you shouldn't give it power either.
Congratulations, first place.
So, take it as what you will. And if you're wondering, just by chance, it's like, well, are there any, like, are you go, like, which way about relationships and stuff like that? If you're really wondering, if anybody was wondering, if anybody cares, probably not a lot. I do have some, gay characters. I have an asexual character. I won't say who yet. I guess it wouldn't really matter because it's on par with the series, but I'll just say Stanley, that little bunny in the... Oh, I'm tired. And the brown jacket is asexual. For reasons I will not get into right now. Not for any bad reasons or anything. I even came up with a cute little lesbian couple, and mind you, I am straight. And they're just gonna be as background characters, but I thought it was cute. Because I thought, you know, and there's one character that was once a Sonic Baron character. Not anymore, I literally redid his entire look. So that way he doesn't look like a hedgehog in this universe. But I remade him entirely different for that series. And at the time when I was creating him, he was already a gay character, so I'm like, well, I can leave him as a gay character anyway, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I hope people are okay with that, I'm sure they are, because either way, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, because it doesn't change the story. It just, you know,
Go for it.
all I'm saying is it's okay to be, you know, it's okay to be this, and you know, I'm not trying to be like, oh, now you're going woke or something. No, it's just, I just figured, why should I make him straight or gay? Because no matter which way I go about it, doesn't matter either way. The reason Stanley's that way is because it's actually on par with the series. That there's a reason for it. And it goes along with his character. Like how Lily and Andy are straight, but
Ice.
Stanley just has no mutual feelings towards any, well, not mutual, but he has no romantic, that's the word I'm looking for. He has no romantic feelings for anybody. He loves everybody, or tries to get along with everybody, but he has no he cannot really feel romantic feelings for people in that regards. I guess that gives other people, though, eventually to make great comics of that. Can't wait. Much when the series gets popular, and you'll see that everywhere. That's the one downside to being an artist, trying to create your series. Because you're like, ugh, I can have fun with this. But yeah. So there are gay characters in the series. I mean, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Because it doesn't change the story factor, it doesn't change anything. But I just figured, well, for the LGBTQ community, just for you guys. And not to go crazy. To just, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. I have no problems towards it. So why not? Just have fun. And show that in their world also makes it more relatable as well. Because, how do I put this? I don't want to offend nobody out of this either, because I know people are easily offended. Okay, I blocked that. No, I did not block that one. In their world, because it's medieval almost. Now think of it as our time back in when it wasn't really accepted. Think of it that way. Like in their world it's not as accepted, but there still are people that way anyway, regardless, but they keep it on the lowbrow, and that's kind of what's happening here. So it's more relatable, because I want my series to be relatable to a lot of people. That it's a deeper series than just, oh, cute little bunnies in the woods having a fun time or having adventures. No, I want it to be relatable. I want people to be like, you know what, I like this series because it relates to, you know, a lot of problems I've dealt with, a lot of fears I've dealt with. And that they can grow up knowing it, you know. Or grow up, or at least have the series with them knowing. I personally understand as well that I get where you're coming from. I'm not blind to the fact that, you know, you're dealing with a hard time being who you are. It's hard to be who you are. Because even now, even as a straight girl, I can say it's hard to be who I am too, because somebody just out there might just not like me to like me, and that's hard because, I mean, not as hard as somebody who's in the LGBT community, but it's hard because it's like,
Event complete.
I'm trying to please people, but all you want to do is mock me and hate me for reasons because, I don't know. In school I had many bullies who just, it turns out that they had problems at home and they took their angers out at me because it was easier and they apologized for it, and they actually said, well, I never hated you, I was just upset. So at least I could say back then, people had pulled me off to the side and said, hey listen, I don't really hate you. I actually think you're pretty cool. That you could be yourself, because I never had a problem being myself, because I'm, you know, problem with me, I don't have a filter, so I'm just saying whatever the hell I say, and I hope that people will take it out of context, even though that's exactly what usually happens anyway, especially online, even though I don't mean for it to happen. Downside of being an autistic little lad, I almost said lad, I think I did, even though I tried to correct it, I'm not a lad. I'm a mad lad for it. I'm a mad lass really for it, because I'll just say what's on my mind and I don't think of it until last second. But it's hard to always be yourself and, you know, you're always being judged, and then I learned over the years, you know what? You can't make everybody happy. Someone out there is just going to be unhappy about something and they're going to take your anger out on you, and even though you have nothing to do with it, you're just an easy target for them to mock and make fun of, and it turns out, hey, they liked you the entire time. Because they're jealous of that kind of freedom that they have. Because like I said, I was pulled off to the side about 2-3 times. One named Nicole, but I only say her name because I'm not saying her last name, so. As long as I don't really say the last name in my perspective, you're not really revealing a person, because anybody can be named Nicole out there, that's a very common name. She pulls me up to the side saying, because what happened was, fun story time with anime, sit down, grab popcorn. Maybe you're eating popcorn when watching this, I don't know. Maybe some pizza. I don't know.
Blaster.
But, her and her friend Olivia.
Firework.
Great name. Very iconic name. Olivia was that kind of girl that stayed quiet, but you would know she'd make fun of you behind your back. And I know she did because that was just how it was. I heard her snark about me. I've heard her spread things about me that weren't true. I was called a lesbian many, many, many times growing up, and at the time I was not happy about that because obviously I wasn't. And I'm like, why? Because I'm skipping with my friend down the hallway holding hands saying we're idiots. No, like me and my friend, well, ex-friend, unfortunately now, we're skipping down the hallway saying we're idiots on our way to lunch because, you know, why not? We're trying to make the best out of the school day. Then we're called lesbians for it. Don't know why. Good comeback. good make fun of guys. And back in that day, I guess it was insulting. Back then, calling someone that was insulting. When I go back and think about it, because at the time I only found it insulting because it's like, well, I'm not. But when you look at the statistics back then, calling someone gay, lesbian, something, anything that wasn't normal, it was insulting. Even though it's not uncommon to even find gay animals, so take it as what you want, I guess. I don't call it unnormal either, so hell, I'm not even normal. I'm kind of strange myself. If anything, I feel like most lesbians and gays are more normal than I am. I'm pretty a strange cookie. I'm a strange baby. But one day, Olivia drew on my back on marker, permanent marker, mind you, on a hoodie I got from Hot Topic, and it was on sale for $15. But it was a Gur hoodie, you know, Invader Zim Gur, and I loved it. I loved the series back then. I liked how dark it was. It was my favorite hoodie to wear. She draws on it with permanent marker, which is a blue marker, all over in the back, and I get upset. I turn around. She's standing there with Nicole. I'm like, did you just draw on my back with permanent marker? She's literally holding the marker, saying no. No, and then when she denied it the first time, I'm like, but you're holding a damn marker in your hand. She goes and says, well, you must have backed into me. I'm like, I didn't even back up. Do you see the stupidity here? You knew she wasn't an A+ student. All she had was her popularity.
Is that all you've got?
Just think of that for a second, please. People, think of it with me for a second. Holding the marker like this. You backed into me. And she sounded so convincing almost. It's like, I went to the principal because back then, me and the principal were good friends. And that's the thing you want to do no matter what the case is. You want to be friends with your principal because they will believe you. And the thing is, she always believed whatever I told her, so. Ironically, she brings Nicole in. I'm like, well, that's not the person I said. Well, alright. I guess she's taking the fall for her friend, which I thought was a dumb move. Which, it is a dumb move to fall for it because it was Olivia who did it. I even said it, but she goes, no, it was me who drew on your back. Like, she admits it through that. Now, to really get back at him, I said it was the last hoodie for $40. So, for a $15 hoodie. So I got $40 out of this chick. And the mom's of course upset because that's her money. And I guess maybe they had a talk at home or something because a few days afterwards, or maybe the next day, I don't remember specifics. She pulls me over to the side when I'm alone. I'm thinking, oh great, she's gonna yell at me, she's gonna say something, she's gonna get upset, she's gonna bully me even more. Actually, no, it's actually quite the opposite that happened. What happened was, she pulls me over, she says, you do know it was Olivia. And I'm like, I'm very well aware Olivia drew on my back. I'm very well aware that jerk. And I'm like, yeah, and you stuck up for her. And I'm like, and she's like, yeah, I know that was a dumb move. I'm like, yeah, it kind of was, that you would stick up for her. I know she's your friend, but you don't stick up for a friend's bad action. She goes, so do I, well, yeah. Conversation really goes on. And she even tells me, you know, I never really hated you. I'm just trying to keep my quote-quote title. I was popular.
Taught his place.
And thing is that she thinks I'm kind of cool because I can draw, that she says I'm talented, I'm pretty. That's why Olivia doesn't like me either, because I was prettier back then. When I was skinnier, I was like 115 pounds. I had dyed my hair black and everything, and I was starting to more or less come out of the shell of wearing just all baggy clothes. So I was looking a little better, even though I was a depressant even back then, so it didn't matter to me.
Go for it.
She goes, after that conversation, she started sticking up for me more and more each day, and Olivia, you saw on her face, she was a mad, grumpy little thing. She'd look at me because she would tell Olivia to stop, or even stick up for me at times. And it's like, you saw the anger in her face. You saw it, because now her best friend, quote quote, wasn't sticking up for her anymore. And that's the hilarious part to me. It's like, well, you bullied me all this time, and it turns out you were jealous of me. And I don't have it perfect either at home. Then again, I had another situation like that with somebody else. This tiny girl, like, half my size. She would call me a stalker because we were going the same way. In my school, there was...
Is that all?
I know there's different schools. For those who live in the UK, my UK watchers, in my school specifically, even I don't know if it's the same way everywhere else, but in my school, you were in the 8th grade, you would stay on the blue side. There was the blue side. As the grades go on, like let's say 10th grade, you were now in, I think it was either the green or red side, and then 11th through 12th, you were on the other side. So we all had our different sides to stay on. We all separated. And my side was, I was upstairs for computers, and the fastest way to get to, I believe it was science class, was go downstairs that way with her. But we were both traveling different places. She one day made the biggest damn mistake of her life. Was she turned around and said, "Why you keep following me? What are you, a stalker?" And she's laughing with her friend. I turn around. Teacher pulls me up to the side. Teacher was standing behind me the entire time watching that. Big oopsie doopsie. Biggest oopsie doopsie of her life. And she asked me, "Sweetie, are you okay?" Like, because I was quote quote being bullied. I'm like, yeah, this happens to me on a regular basis. What the heck do I care at this point? Because back then I really didn't care. Because it's like, but I guess the teacher must have taken her off to the side or brought her somewhere to talk to. Because again, a few days later, back to computer class, because we all each had our days. I don't know in the UK if they have days, but we had A day, B day, I think it was E day, P day, and each day signified what we were doing. On that day, I think it was like E day, I think it was either B day or E day. And you would choose your academic for that day. And mine for that day was computers. Then P day was definitely gym, I know that much. Like, you'd have 2 academics each day to earn credits. I know that was, I know P-Day was gym because I dreaded it. I hate gym. Especially when your knees come out of joint, and I had surgery on them. Not fun. But she came in, and I was looking for a spot to sit, and she goes, "Oh hey, sit by me." I'm like, is this the same girl who told me I was a stalker? This tiny little thing. And, well, I guess there's no more games to play, but I guess I can finish my little story if you want to tune in for the rest. What happened is, she tells me to sit down, and she actually apologized to me, again, saying she's just dealing with stuff at home. If I learned one thing, if someone is bullying you right now, let's say you're in school, or you, well, maybe if you're not doing, I don't know what's happening with you guys, there's virtual, and then you can actually go to school, so I don't know. Either way, I don't know if you're going, but if anyone bullies you, chances are they're kind of unhappy themselves. They kind of have a bad going at home. I'm not trying to swear or nothing because I'm not a swearer either. I do not swear. I'm not that person, but if there's a bully bullying you right now, thing is, they're probably just dealing with their own stuff, so don't even take any mind or thing to it. And just brush it off, because you know what? Once they realize it's not bothering you anymore, they don't care anymore for you. And I have proof of that, because throughout my time in school, even through elementary to middle school to high school, I was bullied in some way until they realized it's not fun bullying this girl if it's not gonna bother her. Only some things bothered me by one person. His name was Charlie. Thanks, Charlie. He bothered me a lot because he knew what he got on my nerves, and I think he did it on purpose. I don't want to be egotistical. I think he probably had a crush on me, and I was one of those girls that you could not date. Like, no matter the circumstance, you could not date me because I was not into it. I was really not into dating, but I want to say I think because he'd be the one because when when a boy constantly goes on you, get your mind out of the gutter. But when a boy, literally just tries to, mess around with you. No matter which way I'm putting this, it sounds terrible in my head. When a guy tricks you or something, I don't know, pranks you, bro, or he tries to get you mad, he tries to get you mad, more often or not, and which happened to me a lot that I found out in the future, that a lot of guys who were trying to get me mad were the ones that had a crush on me but didn't want to say anything. Because they pretty much probably knew, hey, you can't date me, bro. I'm not one of those girls you could come up to and ask to date, because I'm just like, especially back then when I was much more quiet, I was like, I don't wanna. I would just stay in my own little bubble. I was like that anime girl in the series that stays off to her side and just, does her own thing. But if anybody's bullying you right now, just note that they must have something going on at home, or maybe friend-wise, or something's going on to where they're not happy with their life, or maybe it's a self-esteem kind of problem too, because I've had that happen to many girls, even though I have self-esteem issues. But I don't bully somebody else, but that doesn't mean you're safe. It doesn't mean the person who feels bad about themselves won't go off and try to make other people feel bad about them. So that way, let's put it this way, misery loves company, if that makes sense, which it should, because people who are miserable like to stay together, because then they feel better about the situation. It's like, oh good, I'm not alone or anything. Which is like, why Twitter exists, because misery loves company and they're all miserable together, so they have to pack in this group of people that make you miserable. So if they're miserable, you're gonna be miserable. But yeah, so don't feel bad if someone's bullying you. Don't feel bad someone's even picking on you online. Eventually, it'll go away. Do what I did, not care. When they see that data, it literally comes to truth. I am living proof. If you do not care, eventually it stops and people leave you alone, or they see you as this cool chick this whole time, or cool dude this whole time, or cool person this whole time. And they'll be like, well, it's because you got to express yourself and they can't. And that's kind of sad when you think about it. It's like, I can express myself, but this person is having a hard time expressing themselves, or I can be myself, but this person's having a hard time accepting themselves as well, so. It's sad. And you have to feel some pity for your enemy. Pity for thine enemy, remember that. And ironically, I became friends with my bullies, so that's the best way to get rid of your bully, is to become friends with them and see why they're upset at you. And then maybe try to make amends. There are sure some people that won't do it, that won't say it, who will be like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna talk to you about my problems. So not everybody is gonna open up to you. But if you take like how Nicole took me off to the side in one of the corners of the school, where I thought she was gonna beat me up or something. I literally thought that was like, well, I'm about to get killed by this one. But no, she took me off to the side, so if you take them into a calm area where no one's really around and just talk, you could end up making a new friend, because this whole time they appreciated you for who you were, but they don't appreciate themselves for who they are. It happens. It happens. It sucks for you because you got bullied, but and then people played along because ha ha ha, I want to be part of it, which is never okay, but Hands up in the air. I'm just glad school's over in a sense. I kind of miss school in a way too, because a lot of fun, stupid stuff happened to me and my friends, especially during lunch. It was like that hangout that you kind of want to be in, but don't want to be in because you know you have to learn. I'm rambling. See you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoyed this. Bye.
Again.